Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. Just starting. Uh,
Alaikum, sir.
switch off your microphone, please. Whenever we need, then please raise your hand. Whenever you need, and then raise your hand. We will come back to you. Oshi, Doctor, did you uh, say anything? You'd like to say anything, Oshi?
Sir, Assalamu alaikum. I am from Gazipur.
Welcome, Rajab Ali from Gajipur, right?
Yeah, I am a garment importer, but our 39 factory in Bangladesh. Are you know Mr. Mondal Group? This is the third
Oh,
position in Bangladesh.
Okay, very good. Very
okay.
proud of you. Very proud of
Oh,
your English efforts. You are
great.
speaking very well.
Very good. Yeah.
I
Keep up the good
I
work.
am my position is a quality manager, but my English is very less and weak, very weak. So I am already improved English. Then I will join 3 class already done, and VOA American Voice already listening per day, daily to 30 minutes already, 30 or 40 minutes
Wonderful.
anytime.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
And
But
and I will already share your link more people
oh, great.
because I like to you your English language, your English advice, your English talking. I more like. Thank you, sir.
Mm,
Thank you for me. Thank you for our Bangladesh.
Excellent.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Okay, very good. Take a Tim. So still we have 2 minutes left, so we can do informal talk, I think.
Right.
But
Yeah.
as soon
So
as it turns 11 o'clock, we will start counting the time, and then we'll set up the groundwork.
right. And Nidam Bhai, please tell the Zoom meeting etiquette to the
Yes.
students.
Yeah, that's at the beginning, and that's what I will tell. As soon as it becomes 11 o'clock, we have
Right.
1 minute left. And then I think your job will be to see and silence everyone if someone wants to talk.
Yeah, this time I made advanced setting. I switch off all the microphones.
Very well.
And only they can speak, when they would like. But
Okay.
this time I went to advanced setting.
Very good. See, we are gathering experience, so this is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are learning as much as other learners, correct?
Right, exactly.
It's a learning experience. It's a learning
Exactly. It's a mutual benefit, I think. And the most important thing I would like to remind the students, look,
11
Nidam,
o'clock. Okay.
yeah, look, I am academic and Nidam Bhai is a professional. So we are dedicating our free time. Time is not free, actually. Time is very expensive thing. We are giving you time. It doesn't mean that we have ample of time. Believe me, I'm doing my PhD here, and very soon I'm defending my PhD, and it's a really hectic time. You cannot even imagine that how much pressure I'm going on. So within this, busy time, I'm giving my time, and Nizamba is a professional, and he's also awfully busy. So one thing just we need your cooperation, and your cooperation, yeah. So we do not need anything else from you. Your cooperation, your dedication is important for us. And those who are here and those who are in the outside of Bangladesh. Together we make a beautiful Bangladesh. That's the motto of our, endeavor. That what we're doing now. Okay. So without delaying further, today we are very excited that we are getting very exciting topic today. So now I'm
Let's
going
start.
to, yeah. So
Let's start.
now,
Okay, so I
yeah.
will.
So
Yeah,
now
What kind of topic?
So today we're going to discuss about the career, especially we focus on
Nursing.
nursing career. Yeah, nursing career. So now I'm going back to Nijam Bhai to talk about how a student can start their nursing career and from start to the finish and their career prospect in the United States and around the world. So how can they start their career? And thank you everybody, those who joined today. Thank you for your time. And just please cooperate us. Switch off yourself. Only Nidam Bhai and me will talk. And if you have anything, please in chat button ask your question. We will answer your question as much as possible. Thank you, everybody. Let's get started.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, Fahad.
Yeah, but let's
where
switch off
is the
everyone.
Nizam,
Let's
sir?
do our thing. Then there will be
Assalamu alaikum,
answer
sir.
question session. Okay, so
We will
so
take the
Shabuddin,
question
I'm
later.
taking over. Shabuddin, I'm taking over then. Is that okay?
Okay, Fahad.
Okay. First of all, I'm Nizam. Welcome everyone to this session. But to run the session properly, we do need certain etiquette. There are certain courtesies people do each other in any meeting, especially in the West. Number one, first, we are going to be talking, so please do not activate your voice. Keep yourself mute. If you have any question, you can raise your hand or in the chat box. Shabuddin will check regularly, and all questions cannot be answered. It's not humanly possible. But if your question is deemed important, we'll try to answer that question. Correct? And number two, etiquette. When someone is speaking, another person try not to speak at the same time. You give the courtesy to the other person to finish talking. You'll see one thing in the West, people don't talk over each other. They do not interrupt, correct? That is completely different than our Bangladeshi culture. We talk over each other, and people here do not talk over each other. They give time for the person who is speaking to finish up. Also, you will notice another thing. When we line up for something, we go on top of each other. In the West, especially in the United States, people don't do that. People always leave about 1 to 2 feet gap between each other. They're very disciplined, okay? So we have to learn this thing. These are part of English courtesy. These are part of learning English, okay? Because a language is also a culture. So you have to learn the culture. If you don't learn the culture, you don't really know the language, correct? And you will see that how in the West Bengal, Bengali is little bit different culture background. And in us, in Bangladesh, is a little bit different, correct? I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm saying there is a way of speaking a language. When you speak a language, you also speak your culture. So keep that in mind always. Be intellectual, okay? So before I go to the real discussion, again, everyone is welcome. And today is what? World Teachers Day or International Teachers Day? Is there any teacher here? Raise your hand. And my respect for all of you. And yes, Shabuddin is a teacher. And also, by the way, I am the son of 2 teacher parents. And I am extremely humble for that. I always say my mother was a teacher. My father was a teacher.
Wow,
So
great.
I am the product of teachers. So I know what it means. And I'm extremely humble for that. And, keep one thing in mind is that I don't use, as far as possible, I don't use the word proud because I don't think human beings should be proud, okay? So you will oftentimes hear, oh, I'm so proud to hear that, correct? I am never proud. I am humbled. So I go down when I hear something good. I don't feel pride. Okay, so keep that in mind, and as we discussed. So today's first topic is about the nursing. Of course, in the side, we are going to discuss other thing about nursing. So let me tell you how I see nursing in the United States. First, let me give you a background. In America, there is acute shortage of nursing. By acute shortage, I mean more than 200,000 Bengali 2 lakh, more than 200,000 nursing jobs are vacant. They are not finding enough nurse by US production and by rest of the people from rest of the world who are coming in this country. They are not even 2 lakh positions are unfilled. They are open. That means if they find somebody today, they're going to get them today. So that's the kind of shortage in United States. Okay, so extreme shortage. Now, so how about the nursing schools? Nursing schools are difficult and very competitive because everybody knows that as soon as you become nurse, if you become a nurse, you send out a resume in 100 places, you'll get 100 reply that they want to hire you. Okay, so each nurse has hundreds of position open for them. Okay, I know that in Bangladesh, we look for one position and there are like 1 million applicants, but here, like for one nurse, there is 100 position open. So
Wow, that's great.
Yes, and there are two kind of nursing here. The real nurse, I mean, one is called the vocational nursing. They do 2 to 3 year program, and they can also become RN, means registered nurse. Once you become registered nurse, you will have to get the license from the state. In America, healthcare system is regulated by each state. Okay, so there are 50 states, correct, in America. Each state has their own health department. They call it Board of Nursing, that issues registered nurse licensing. Okay, so to work as a nurse, to touch a patient, you have to get that license to get a registered nurse. There is another kind of registered nurse. They're called BSN nurse, Bachelor of Nursing Science. They also ultimately become registered nurse. Of course, if you have a bachelor's degree, your chance of getting higher position, your chance of getting more salary is higher. That's why if you ask me, well, why would somebody do like 2 to 3 year program, become a registered nurse, versus why would somebody go to a university and do a 4-year undergraduate study like BS degree in biology or BS degree in engineering or BS degree in philosophy? Why would somebody do a BSN, Bachelor of Nursing Science? Well, your opportunities are better. Okay, your opportunities are better. So that's why a lot of people, especially very bright people who goes to nursing, they do BSN and then they take the nursing licensing exam, which is called NCLEX, NCLEX. Every state has their own NCLEX exam. So there are 50 states, they have 50 NCLEX exam. But a lot of time what happens, if you take it in one state, say you took NCLEX exam in New York, you will be also recognized in Texas. So you don't have to take another NCLEX. Okay, if you take it in California, you will be recognized in Missouri, which is another state. Okay, so there are 2 types of RN, as I said. One is the one who just took the vocational, they call it vocational education. They don't go to the regular university, they go to community colleges. They are called community colleges. They go to community colleges, they finish their education, then they take the registered nurse exam or NCLEX and they become registered nurse. There is another kind of registered nurse who gets higher salary or have better job or they have better opportunities to move up they are called BSN, Bachelor of Nursing Science. They go to a university like any, like University of California, University of Texas, University of Nevada. They go to like any other university, like engineering student, biology student, philosophy student, history students. Okay, so there are two ways to become nursing. So now this is just to give you a little background. Okay, so let me give you. This is good to know, correct? But as Bangladeshis, we need to know how I can use my nursing education to United States. That's the main point, correct? So you need to know background. Let's come to the main point. Now, generally, just like I said, if you have a 4-year undergraduate nursing course, it favors you. It goes in favor of you. But to be a nurse or to get an registered nurse license in United States, you don't necessarily have to do a 4-year course. You can do probably a 3-year course as long as your course requirement meets American requirement. You can apply for nursing job. And I'm going to come to those step by step. You may want to make a note what you have to do. Later on, we're going to discuss step by step how you're going to do. Okay, so to apply for a nursing job in United States, number one, you have to meet the course requirement. Okay, what are the courses? That's number one. Number two, you have to have a nursing license in your own country. That means you have to be a registered nurse in Bangladesh. Number three, you have to have 2 years clinical experience. Clinical experience could be anywhere. It could be medical, it could be surgical, it could be psychiatric, it could be ER, means emergency room. It could be ICU, intensive care unit. I know that generally they will look at favor if you do intensive care unit. They will look at you as with more favor because you have done intense care. So these are the requirements. You have to be licensed in your own country of origin. You have to have 2 years of experience, and your course requirement has to be done, correct? Now, let's go to exactly what are the things. How do you know your course has met the requirement? There's a very good system they have developed by private and government enterprises because there is so much need for nurses. Actually, nursing education and nursing hiring in this country is very organized. How did they organize? There is an organization called, it's called CGFNS. You can go to their website. It's called C as cat, G as George, F as Frank, N as Nancy, S as Sam. So cgfns.org. Okay, is CGSNE means Commission for Graduates of Foreign Nursing School, CGFNS. You are going to get all the information there, how you are going to be qualified. First, you have to open an account. It's a free account. You can open an account in there, and you can also get their newsletter that is published every month. So you can keep yourself educated about what's going on with the nursing situation. And you can apply there. First, they're going to validate your qualification. If you apply to CGFNS, they're going to validate your qualification. They're going to say, okay, your course requirement meets our requirement. And then if you do that, there is an exam they will offer you. Most of the state will require that exam, CGFNS exam. If you pass that exam, that means you are qualifying, you are proving that not only you met the course requirement, but your standard is good. Your standard means United States standard, correct? So step 2. What is step 3? You have to show English proficiency. For English proficiency, you can do TOEFL, or what is that called, IETLS or something like that. There is a course. Or there are, I think one more thing, there is from Pearson company, there is also an English competency test. So in my judgment, I think TOEFL is the best way to do. And, but whatever, you can do any of these three ways. So how do you prove your English proficiency? You can take TOEFL, you can take IELTS exam. Am I saying it correctly, Shahabuddin, or?
Yeah, IELTS.
Okay, IELTS exam. Or
Yeah.
you can take, in US, there is a company, also in England, it's called Pearson, whatever. You can take their exam. So you have to prove so you have to pass your CGFNS exam, you have to pass your English exam. And once you actually do that, then you can apply, you can just look at online, every hospital has vacancy. Even in our company, we have 3 nursing vacancies at this time. You can apply to an employer. You can say, hey, I have met this requirement. I have CGFNS certificate. I have passed it. Can I apply to your job? And then what employer is going to say, or what say, for example, like employer like me, they're going to say, okay, hey, we cannot find any nurse from United States. So I have to sponsor this person from Bangladesh. So what our company is going to sponsor you to come over. And then you have to take, after coming here, you have to take NCLEX exam. That is National Licensing Exam of the nurses. It is offered by every state. And you will have 2 years time to clear NCLEX. If you can clear NCLEX, then you will become a permanent resident. That means after 5 years, you will become a citizen. You will get all the benefit as a citizen and blah, 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 paying taxes, whatnot. Well, as an immigrant also, you have to pay taxes. So this is how nursing works. This is the educational requirement. Shahabuddin, while we are talking, if you have any question related to this educational requirement,
Right.
I can answer them. You can shoot me.
Yeah, one question I got from the chat box. I encourage all the students, please, all the participants, please, you can write down in the chat box. I'm monitoring it. So one question is that what can a 3-year diploma registered nurse can do? So there is a question from someone that why the 3 years diploma from Bangladesh, I think, how they can approach, number one. Number two, I would like to ask one question. This is very important, that we have misconception that only female student can be nurse, right? So what about the male students? Number
Okay.
2 questions. Number 3
Okay, so-
questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold your question. Let's answer one at a time. Otherwise, I'll forget.
Okay.
Number 1 question, what can you do with 3-year diploma?
Right.
I think the only way you know, because I'm not that authority, correct? I cannot answer, but the only way you to know is to open an account with CGFNS, means Commission for Graduates of Foreign Nursing Schools. Open an account, send your coursework to them, see if you meet the course requirement. Just because you did 3 years doesn't mean you will not be qualified. I think it's questionable, but still you may qualify. So open an account with them, send your coursework, then they will tell you, hey, does your coursework meet your requirement or not? If it doesn't meet your requirement, maybe you can ask them question, hey, what other courses I have to take, or what other classification I can make to make myself qualified, okay? So hear it from, hear it from the horse's mouth, meaning hear it from the authority, correct? Because if I tell you something definitively, that won't be right. It will be lying. So hear it directly from them. So even if you have a 3-year diploma nursing, I strongly encourage you to apply to CGFNS, find out whether your coursework meets the US requirement or not. That's number
Okay.
1. Let me answer your second question. Do you have to be female? Not at all, actually. They are encouraging men to be nurses, and it is more and more. And between you and me, I can tell one thing. I see when men becomes nurses, they move up a lot faster. Do you know why? Not because somebody is biased to them, because men, I think after all, they take less family responsibility. They are not bound. They put more hours. They work day and night. So they move up really fast. And especially they become like administrators. They become, nursing administrator or even administrator of a hospital and this kind of stuff. I have seen male nurses going really rapidly up. Just before even 1 year is over, they get promoted. They get promoted like that because there is so much shortage. Okay. So that's number 2. What is your number 3 question?
So in terms of encouraging our participants, can you tell in Bangla Taka approximately the starting salary a nurse can start?
Okay, Bangla Taka. Well, you have to translate. আমি US জানি.
Multiply by 120.
Yeah, US salary শুরু হবে probably most likely from, it could vary depending on where you are working, correct? For example, if you work in ICU or CCU, means cardiac care unit, your salary will be a lot higher because those are harder work, correct?
Right.
As opposed to say you just work during the daytime. By the way, nurses in this country, we can discuss about that later on. In the next segment, I'm going to discuss about like what are the nursing jobs. Nursing job doesn't mean just one job. Nursing job means thousands of different kind of jobs in United States, okay? We'll go over that. But your salary could be anywhere $70,000 to, to, I would say $120,000 as a nurse.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So multiply whatever Bangladesh Taka.
Yeah. So if I
Sir, I
say
have a question.
if I say
Sir.
70 is
I have a question.
6,000, so 6,000 into 120 equivalent. Okay, 120 into 6,000.
Sir, I have a question. May I?
7 lakhs. 7 lakhs. More than 7 lakhs per month.
Yeah, no, this is yearly salary. These are yearly
No,
salary.
I know. I converted
Oh,
it
okay, you
into
converted by month. Okay.
Monthly 7 lakhs. So the participants see what is the really demanding and what's the really great career you can start in the nursing, starting salary with the 7 lakhs taka, Bangladeshi taka per month. So
Now
yeah,
let me go over
there
the
is a
description.
question.
Okay,
Sir,
let
I
me
have
go
a
over the
question.
description of nursing job. Then again, we'll answer some questions so people don't
Yeah,
get
we will answer almost all the
Yeah.
questions. Just have a patience, please. Yeah,
Correct.
carry on.
and put it in your chat box. No verbal, please. Put it in the chat box.
Chat
Okay.
box. Yeah.
So
I'm
now-
coming back.
Yeah, now I told you, nursing job is not one job. There are hundreds of different type of nursing job here, okay? So let me tell you what. Typical nursing job is, of course, you take care of the patient on the floor, correct? On the medical floor, surgical floor, ICU, CCU. Those shifts are generally somewhere between 8 to 12-hour shift. There are some 10-hour shift also I have seen. Like you do 12-hour on and, so 12-hour off. That's how you do the shift. So those things, if you do those kind of work, you will have shift work, meaning you will be assigned sometimes in the day, sometimes in the night, sometimes in the evening, okay? There are other, so this is one type of job. This is a typical job that people think nursing job, correct? But people don't think there are other jobs. Other job, for example, a lot of nurses here in this country, they work only in the, what we call, only in the outpatient facility, meaning their job is 9 to 5. Okay, are we still connected? Because someone is coming. Okay. Okay, so can you hear me, Shahabuddin? We got disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. We are hearing, but somebody is like to want to, use our whiteboard. This is not appropriate. Please, participant, don't use whiteboard, please. Okay. Please carry on.
So some nurses, they just work in the outpatient facility. Outpatient facility means 9 to 5 job, okay? So they don't take any shift, they don't take any call, they don't do any night. They just doing the, so the nurses, especially who have families, they do that kind of job. For example, we employ 6 nurses, okay? And my nurses do their job in our, what you call, ambulatory surgical center, meaning is ambulatory. We do not keep patients overnight. So their job is just day job. They just come in the morning. We start at 7, and by 3, 4 o'clock we finish. Once they go home, they have all the weekends off. They have all the holidays off. So it's like an office job, okay? Except during that time, they take care of the patients, of course, okay? So there are lots of nurse administrators. In this country, there is a big nursing administration. Every hospital has a separate nursing department, and there is a lot of nurse administrators needed. So you could be a unit director that you see, like oversee 4 or 5 nurses. You could be a shift leader, or you could be a manager. You could be called director of nursing, DON position. Every hospital is called director of nursing position. That means you supervise all the nurses, or any problem, you take care of that, and you liaison between the administration, means hospital CEO and the hospital CEO and the and the nursing staff and things like that. Okay, so now there are some nurses who are called quote unquote infusion nurses. Infusion nurses, they don't even come to any hospital. They get instruction from their employer. They will go to patient's home and start their IV infusion. Okay, so, and some infusion nurses, they just work in the infusion center. Those are also day job. They are not, in this country, they call day job, meaning there is no shift work, nothing else. There are insurance companies in this country employ a lot of nurses for pre-certification. Like, for example, I'm a gastroenterologist. I want to do a colonoscopy, correct? So my office will call the insurance. Insurance will first see whether it's appropriate or not. So insurance will give the pre-certification. To get that pre-certification, my staff will talk to a nurse actually, who is just on phone. So his job or her job is just on phone, nothing else, or online. They're staying at their home, or maybe they're in the office. They just look at online. They say, okay, Mr. XYZ needs a colonoscopy. They will look at, okay, is the diagnosis appropriate for the colonoscopy? They will say, okay, is approved or not approved? Okay, so there are a lot of nurses, they work for them. There are a lot of nurses. Every school in this country, every school has to have a nurse. They call it school nurse. So every school has to have a nurse. So that means your office will be right next to the school principal. If a student says, oh, I'm sick, I'm having nausea, I'm having vomiting, I'm having headache, or I have this allergy, first, the teacher will send them to the school nurse. Then school nurse will do what we call triage. Triage means, hey, please shut off your microphone, sir, and be courteous to others. Okay, so the school nurse then will tell whether you should, whether the child should be sent out of school, or should be sent to the hospital, or should be sent to a doctor, is called triage, okay? So triage nurse will decide. Every school has a nurse. So like that, a lot of offices, just the general offices, have a nurse. Like a lot of factories have a nurse. So you could be a factory nurse. Like, say, there is a big garment factory, okay? And there will be a nurse in there. So if a factory worker gets injured, or if factory worker says, oh, I have pain, I have abdominal pain, or I have headache, or my blood pressure is up, or my blood sugar is up, the factory manager will first, can you silence this gentleman? See who is talking? Just, okay,
I'm trying
anyway.
to kicking him out from the group. I'm trying to kicking him out. Who is talking?
Yeah. So, but anyway, so what will happen is the factory manager will first send that employee to the nurse, and nurse will decide or triage what to do with that. Should that factory worker go to the hospital, or just go to a physician's office, or what, or should that factory worker still go back to work for that day or not that day, and things like that. So these are
Jubair Alam is noising.
Okay, so please kick the gentleman out, because he's disturbing others.
I kicked him out.
Okay, good. So that's one kind of nursing job. There is even what he called, there is a travel nurse. There's called a traveling nurse. Traveling nurse, what they do, they go from one place to another place. They fill in for the nurses they don't have. They generally get very highly paid because they are traveling from one place to another. But for some nurses in this country, they like it. They say, well, I get to see the whole country. They, 1 month they work in Texas, next month they work in Colorado, next month they work in California, next month they, remember, America is a big country. There are 4 time zones here, correct? So you cannot imagine that from Bangladesh. So here, each state is many times, sometimes bigger than Bangladesh. For example, Texas is 4 times bigger than Bangladesh, just one state. So even in Texas, there are so many different kind of weathers. There are so many different kind of environment. So these travel nurses, they want to enjoy. They go from one place to another place to another place. And they do that. They get highly paid because they are willing to travel. Not everybody is willing to travel. So these are nursing job. And then there is another kind of nursing job. We talked about that, or I think I have a posting about that before. For example, you could be a nurse, and after you're a nurse, after 2 years, you work in ICU or CCU or in the ER. ER means emergency room. After that, you can apply for anesthesia school. And anesthesia school is another 3 years. But when you apply for anesthesia school, you actually work as a nurse, so you get paid. Now, once you graduate from anesthesia school, then you become a CRNA. CRNA means Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist. Now, when you become Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist, you earn more than many other doctors. Because I can tell you what, now our CRNA, we employ one CRNA. Our CRNA now gets $365,000 a year. $365,000. So average doctor in this country, average doctor earns $250,000. So you can imagine. So if you're a nurse, sky is the limit. In this country, anything. Also, as a nurse, there is another job. As a nurse, you can do another 2 years while you're still working as a nurse. You can become a nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioners are just like doctors. They help out doctors, or they see patient independent. They mostly do primary care. Okay. For example, in our practice, we have 3 nurse practitioners. Nurse practitioners, they get a master's degree or they get a PhD in nursing. And so they do 9 to 5 job, just like us. They don't take any call, nothing else. Their holidays are off. They help us seeing patients. That means when the patients come, they see the patient first. Then they present the patient to us, and we just say, okay, do this or do that, and things like that. So they're called nurse practitioners. Okay, just like the name, they're saying. So there, you could say they are almost like doctors. Nurse practitioners start at $150,000 and up. Okay, $150,000 and up. So and then you could be a nurse educator, meaning you could be a nurse, but you could be a professor in a university. You could teach biology. You could teach, I don't know, microbiology, or you could be a nursing school teacher, because nursing schools have, lecturers, assistant professor, associate professors, dean of nursing school, and all of this kind of stuff. So sky's the limit. In America, there is no limit. There is no, like, you can't say, oh, you can limit me here, you can limit me here. Then I have also seen a lot of nurses, after they become nurses, they go to law school, they become lawyer. Okay, while they are working, they become lawyer, and their specialty is medical malpractice. Because as you know, in this country, say, if I do something wrong as a doctor, correct? People are going to sue me in the court. And so now they need a lawyer, correct? I need a lawyer for my defending me. Also, the party who is suing me, that is called plaintiff. Plaintiff also needs a lawyer, correct? So they will get a malpractice lawyer. And if you are a nurse and a lawyer, probably they will hire you because you understand the medical situation better, okay? So then there are a lot of nurses. They are also what they call, quote unquote, they are expert witness. Expert witness means, say, a patient got injured because of the fault of the nursing staff or because of the fault of the hospital, correct? So when the patient sues the nursing staff or the hospital in the court, when you are litigating, these nurses will testify whether you have done the standard of care or not. So, I mean, there is really no limit. Once you come to America, then you understand it's a knowledge economy, correct? Wherever your knowledge takes you. It really doesn't matter who will do what,
Mhm.
okay? And
Okay.
sky's the limit.
Okay, so one of the student say already you answered the questions like the working pressure and working environment about the USA. So already in your discussion, I see that you already answered these questions. Okay. And that there are different levels of nursing and different kinds of nursing. So working pressure depends on which types of nursing you are doing. So, I was a student department of history and arts. So from the Russia University, can I get admitted in the US University nursing department? So if any student from any other faculties, I mean, they did bachelor, for example, arts, social science, business. Can they apply for nursing in the USA? Nursing
Certainly,
courses.
you are welcome to apply for the nurses, but as I said, nowadays, because of their salary and the demand, nursing school in the US is very competitive. So yes, you can apply to nursing school, and you have an advanced degree that may favor you. You can say, okay, but you will be better off. I can tell you, you will be better off applying to a nursing school in Philippines, and because Philippines nursing schools are just like US nursing schools. Apply to Philippines or apply to Ireland or apply to England or apply to South Africa, any English speaking country, apply. It might be easier for you to get admitted there. And then you can, especially if you apply to these countries, they're well connected with the United States. And if you prepare yourself, also your cost will be a lot less. US is very expensive. Your cost is very less. You could, you could easily do that. Now, he reminded me of a good question. Now, in America, what is the number one source? What are the sources of nursing? Number one sources of foreign nursing here is Filipino nurse. Philippines. In Philippines, almost all the graduates come to United States. United States is filled with Filipino graduates. That's number one. Number two is Indian, especially South Indian graduates. So you can also see India as your nursing source. See if you can get admitted in an Indian school. Because in India, they speak widely, they speak English. That's their strength. So, and their education standard is good. So India is another source. Okay. So, so second largest number of nurses are recruited from India. Then third largest sources of nursing is from Nigeria. Also look at Nigeria as a source. There are a lot of Nigerian nurses, and I can tell you Nigerian nurses are very intelligent. A lot of Nigerian nurses actually become CRNA. So they are earning big bucks. Even our CRNA is a Nigerian who is getting $365,000 salary. Well, actually with benefit and everything is even higher. This is just a straight salary. I'm not talking about other benefit. Benefit is another like 30%. So you can imagine that.
Yeah, can you imagine the 20-30 lakhs taka per month?
Yeah.
Well,
so like
so one question from Shajal there. My wife works as a health assistant, government service since 2010. Can she apply for any service? I mean,
I don't get the question.
yeah, his wife is working in health assistant in government service. I'm not sure what is this. Since 2010, can she apply for any service?
Okay. Number one, I don't understand the question because I don't know what it means or what qualification is a medical assistant. So it all depends on the qualification. As they say,
so I think
quote unquote,
assessment.
Devil is in the details.
Right. Actually, it is a vague term, government service assistant, but the most important thing that you need to assess the certificate and the degree that you got. Then you can understand that what qualities and whether you qualify or not. So already as CGFNS, there is a website, then you can, check it out, whether it's comply with the degrees or not. If you need additional degree, take additional degree, and being compliant, and you can apply. But I think Nizam bhai is very, thank you so much, because you have given shortcut going to Philippines or India for getting the
Yeah,
cheap degree and getting the big money, big bucks.
correct.
Okay.
Right.
So working environment already talked. Let's say I immigrate from Bangladesh to US. So what do I need to study nursing? The question itself is a little bit not clear. So actually, he wants to know about that. How can I get to nursing degree if I would like to migrate Bangladesh to US? How can she start? How can he or she can start nursing school? I think that's the question. So if
So is
somebody,
that
yeah,
person
if
already in United States, or is that person outside United States?
it's
Who is
not clear, but I think, for example, if anybody goes to United States, migrated, and now he would like to start the nursing school, how can he do
Of
that?
course. I mean, if anyone who is here, they can start any school as long as you meet your qualification. So to get into a nursing school, basically, as I said, you could become just a regular RN, go to a community college, which are much easier and cheaper, or you can go to a university to get admitted as an undergraduate of BSN, Bachelor of Nursing Science student, correct? So depending on how much degree you have from Bangladesh, that has to be validated. See if you qualify to enter into a college. I know that entering into a community college is almost very easy, correct? They are the easiest one. So for you, probably easiest one and the cheapest one will be to enter into a community college. There are also some private schools. They give RN or registered nurse education. They are a little more expensive. But also, if you're an immigrant, you can take a loan, actually. You can take loan. Any company will be willing to give you a loan. They know that you're going to earn the big bucks after you become nurse. So you can, have your credential validated, whatever you have done from Bangladesh, high school or college and things like that. And then you can either enter into a community college for a registered nurse program, or you can enter into a college. And now, if you don't have enough courses, you can also do remedial courses to make yourself qualified for these schools.
Okay. So how many hours usually nurse duty? I mean, how many hours they do? Is it 9 to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., or so they do
I've
more
discussed
work?
about that. It depends on what kind of nursing are you doing. If you do a typical hospital nursing, then generally it's a 10 to 12-hour shift work. That means some months you're going to be doing daytime, some months you're going to be doing nighttime. It will rotate like that. But other jobs that we said, it could be just a 9 to 5 job, correct? It could be an office job. It could be, you could be a school nurse. You could be a factory nurse. You could be in an ambulatory surgery center nurse. It depends on what it is.
Okay, that's great. So, Habiba asks, sir, I'm Bangladeshi registered nurse. I'm very much interested to a broad job, basically USA. How can I apply?
We have discussed about that, but to summarize, first of all, you need to open an account with CGFNS, Commission on Graduates for Foreign Nursing Schools. See if your coursework is sufficient or not. If your coursework is sufficient, then you can take that exam. CGFNS offers an exam, and then you have to take TOEFL or IELTS or whatever is the English equivalency exam, showing that you are proficient in English. And once you have done these two, you can apply for US sponsorship. Someone can, you know, some employer can work. And if you are anywhere from Bangladesh, I'll be more than happy to, our company is more than happy to sponsor you as long as you have the requirement, if you have done all of this stuff. And then once you do that, then you have to take NCLEX exam. NCLEX is the local state licensing, national nursing licensing exam. So these are the pathways.
Okay. Okay, so one is participant asks, I have completed BSc in nursing in 2017. I have job experience as infection prevention control nurse for 5 years. Now I am preparing for IELTS since August. My question is, have any chance to go US with my experience, IELTS score, nursing certificate, except NCLEX? So he or she does not have NCLX, but she has experience and he or she has BSc in nursing, 5 years experience. She can apply, right?
You can apply the same pathway. It will be the same pathway.
Same, yeah.
Is you have to prove your English proficiency. You have to take the exam of CGFNS. Okay.
Mhm.
So to prove that, yes, you are competent in US, and then after that, you can apply for job and you can take an NCLEX exam.
Okay.
But without NCLEX, you will not get a licensing exam. I mean, you will not get a license as a nurse.
Okay. So which state in the US is good? It's a general question for immigration. Ideal state or which state? It depends, right?
Ideal state, it depends on what you like. Like, for example, if you don't mind cold and snow and population, like if you want to be like the way you live in Bangladesh, like overpopulation, people are living on top of each other, then New York City is better for you. And it will be snowing, correct? But
Right.
if you're like me, you want to stay away from people, you want open space, you want breathing room, then Texas is better for you. And that's one of the reasons why I'm in Texas. And you will hardly, a lot of time people question me, they see my video, they say, I have never seen another human being with you, because every day I work with the human being. And when I'm done, I want to be in the nature. I want to be in the open space. And I grew up in Bangladesh. So I always felt Bangladesh is overpopulated. Everywhere you go, you people and people and people. So my aim was to have a breathing room. I don't want anyone else on my back or breathing on my top. So I like Texas life. So if you like this, and then, you know, and if you like nature, you could be like in Montana, where the national parks are, Colorado, high mountain. People become impressed in Bangladesh when people go to Rangamati or Bandarban. If you want to see 100 times more than that, Colorado is the place, Wyoming is the place, you name it. America doesn't have, there is nothing that is not available here. So like, you know, it's like Bangladeshi people, onek shomoy you go for looking for a jharna, correct? Ekhane a million times more jharna in one place, you will see like hundreds of jharna in front of you. So it doesn't really matter. Sky is the
different states, different test, I
Yes.
must say. So one student, Yasin, said, my post-graduation in biochemistry and molecular biology, can I get a job in the USA? He wants a direct job.
Yeah, that I do not know.
Right.
If I tell you something, I'm going to be lying to you. But again, in America, everything is all, there is a system, okay? In America is a very organized country. What I tell everyone, America is a knowledge economy, is an information economy. I'm sure there are certain way to validate your qualification, but in general, I can tell you, and Shahabuddin, you will know that if you do not have a US degree, it is very difficult to find a job. You need a US degree or US training.
Right.
Okay, because US standard is so high that it is hard. So you need some kind of US training.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I also got my second master's from the Texas.
Yes, correct. So you will be the,
but I'm fortunate that I'm from also Texas. I have experience.
Good.
Extreme weather and big Texas. It's really
yeah.
amazing.
Hopefully
Yeah.
after your PhD and you'll come back to Texas.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, so dear participants, you will get all the updates. 1x24 social movement jointly organized this program. 1x24 social movement. Please follow all the updates from Nizam Bhai and also from our page and the groups and the website. And we have also page Mohammed Shahabuddin, Associate Professor page. We have page and the groups. Please follow up updates for the next program, because a lot of questions that we are getting that other career like Tripoli and other, we will do one by one. We will bring more expert in discipline wise, as Nizam Bhai is talking about the nursing and the career in the medical field. Then we'll bring other professors, other expert to talk about other careers. No worries about that. Time to time, we will cover everything. Just keep your eyes on our social media activities and follow Nizam Bhai, follow Mohammed Shahabuddin page, our 1x24 social movement, please. So,
Okay. If I may add one or two things,
yeah,
but so far, I think some of the people have joined several programs. This is our third program, correct? Every Saturday
right,
we
third
do
program.
So many of you have joined the other program. But if you are seeing one common theme to everything, it doesn't matter what you do. One common thing is that you have to be competent in English. Without English, your future is dark. Because once you have learned English, you have marketed yourself to the world, not just to Bangladesh, okay? You have marketed yourself to India, to Dubai, to, you name it. Without English, you are not going to go anywhere. So English is the basis of knowledge, and it does make sense. You know why? I always tell, I don't know whether you guys have seen or not. Study shows that 96 to 98% of the new knowledge is published in one language, which is English. That means if you do not know English to an expertise of a native speaker, you are already depriving yourself from 96% of the knowledge of the world. That means, I don't say that as an insult to anyone. I'm just saying reality. If you do not know English, you are deprived, you are remaining ignorant. You are not learning anything, unfortunately. That's the reality. So you can debate whether that's fair or unfair. I'm not going into that debate, but I'm just saying this is the reality of today. Just look at why Indians are so successful. Because of one thing, English, okay? Look at the Israelis. They're doing all of this bad stuff, correct? But they're very successful. Why? Because they all know English. They all know, actually, Israelis know 3-4 different languages. And so without language, you are not going to go anywhere. And if you just imagine this, if you have to know one language in your life, that should be English. Then comes others. But the more language you know, the better off you are. And also remember, America is the country of knowledge, correct? So any language will be of benefit. I tell people, if you go to my LinkedIn, in my LinkedIn, one of my qualification, one of my skill is I am fluent in Chatgaya because I am a Chatgaya, correct? And I got 4 or 5 job offer as a Chatgaya to be a language translator, because there are a lot of Rohingya refugees America is bringing, and they know Chatgaya. So, I get all of this call, $20, $30 an hour job as a translator, because they don't know what I do. If I have time, I would have done it because it's a social service, correct? But I cannot do it because I have my own job. But I found it so interesting. The day I put it on, I said fluent in Chatgaya. I started getting call from Washington, D.C. saying that, hey, we have a translator job. So any language will help you. But the reason I'm getting those job offer because I'm fluent in English, correct? So because I have to translate Chatgaya into English and coordinate with them.
Okay. One question, is PTE acceptable in all states? PTE. I don't know the elaboration. Sayeda, can you explain what does it mean? PTE. I don't know. Acceptable in whenever you use abbreviation, you use a full form because it is technical term, you know. We will talk about IELTS and other
Also-
things in another session.
Yeah.
Please be connected. And yes, Pearson test of English. Yeah, you can consider an Australia,
Yeah,
US. Which
Pearson
one is
test of English
better? It
recognized.
depends. Australia is good, US good. It depends on which country you choose based on your capacity. Okay, so by almost 1 hour, and we have 4 minutes in hands. So, dear participants, thank you so very much. You'd like to add anything, like Nijam bhai?
Well, I mean, really, we have talked about nursing today, but
Right.
there are also a lot about that paramedical jobs, or
Mm.
in this country, they call it ancillary job. Ancillary services, they are in demand. For example, if
Mhm.
you're a physical therapist,
Mhm.
you have a great demand. If you're a speech therapist, you have great demand. And, you know, almost any job is in great demand, but not all jobs are qualified for immigration. But I know that these jobs are qualified for immigration. And so, you know, so look at what is, you know, what is good for you. And also,
Johorul, can you unmute and just the 30 seconds ask your question without any introduction? Johorul, just
Yes,
30 seconds.
thank you very much. Sir, I have question.
Yeah,
I
please.
am incoming accounting from National University.
Mhm.
I also have certificate and bachelor course in education. I also have a bachelor in physical education, and I've been
What's your
serving.
question?
I've been
Please.
serving as an assistant teacher at a government primary school here in Bangladesh.
Mhm.
Is there any opportunity for me to go to the USA with any job?
Of course, I think we will talk about accounting professionals. If you do the CPA, Certified Public Accountant, we will do later on career in accounting. Today is for nursing or medical. Okay, so keep eyes on social media. We will do one accounting professional because time is already gone. We will talk about the career in business and accounting, Tripoli, and other one by one. Okay, let us do one by one. Okay.
Thank you very
So
much.
so next I think next session will be accounting. So as you ask a question, then we are
yeah,
taking
I think,
honoring you.
yeah, I think Shahabuddin, let's do the next session on teachers, because there is acute teacher shortage.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
So,
United
so
States.
I
you, sir. Thank
I can conduct this session because I'm a teacher. I
Correct.
teach also in the USA. I will also work as a assistant, teaching assistant in the USA, also in the UK. So I can help you. No worries. Shakib would like to ask, please. Shakib, unmute. 1 or 2 minutes we have. Yeah, Shakib, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, I want to know some information
If
about
anyone have any
USA.
question but we cannot answer in this session, they can post on our 1/24 social movement group. We will answer there.
Okay, that's great. Mainul Shakib is our IT coordinator. Mainul is taking all the questions, those who provided their questions in the chat box. Mainul will answer all the questions. Okay, and we will answer all the questions. Hello, Nizamba is there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Okay.
well, we done our session because we will not cross 1 hour session because you know everybody has their own time frame and the business. You know, Mainul is taking all the questions. Mainul is taking all the questions. Your question will be answered in the next session. For today's session, we are closing, and thank you, Nizambai, for your valuable time and excellent direction for the nursing career. Amazing session. session we did, and it's also recorded. Once recorded ready, then we will publish the recording in our group. Please visit our Facebook groups and our website, 1by24 Social Movement. It's just Google it. You will directly go to our groups and the websites, and all the contact numbers are there.
I want to thank all the participants,
Right.
and I want to thank you, Shahabuddin. And I hope to see you guys next session. We will soon announce. And Shahabuddin, if you can create a permanent link, it will be a recurring meeting, so people do not have to do what is called key. Once you are done, we will announce. Okay.
Okay, I will do that, but we are not actually, because you see that last time it was 485 participants, and it was really difficult to control everybody, you know. But this time participants are very good, cooperative, and we would like to have same cooperation from you from the next session. So see you guys next Saturday
later.
at the same time.
Thank
And
you all.
if anything update,
we want
will let
to
you know.
every week 2 days learning this course, same course.
Oh,
Every
okay,
week we want to
but
do this.
we have our professional business. I am so awfully busy. Inshallah, we will do it
Talk to
later
you
on.
later.
We
Bye.
will do it later on. Bye, everyone. We will do face to face. If I come to Bangladesh, inshallah, we will do
And,
face to face,
we
inshallah.
want to what you
Inshallah.
your website
1/1/24 social movement. 1//
yes
24 24
Thank you, sir.
social movement.
Okay.
Please,
when you come in
Thank you,
Bangladesh,
thank you
inshallah
everyone
November, you will see,
for
inshallah November.
attend the meeting.
Pray for me. We will do face to face classes, free for all, and we will do, inshallah. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you, inshallah,
Thank you very
next
much.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.